Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. The promised Noob Saibot trailer for Mortal Kombat 1 Khaos Reigns has dropped, and now we have our first look at Noob Saibot in-game, both in the cinematic story mode and of course in gameplay. And Noob's looking pretty alright. Noob's always been a fan favorite, and they seem to have treated him quite well here. He looks really sharp with the green highlighting the usual black. And gameplay-wise, he definitely takes some vibes from Mortal Kombat 11 version of himself. You'll notice very similar moves from the MK11 version, but there is some really cool twists and also some all-new stuff. So what we're going to do in this video is, well, we're just going to go over all the gameplay, because there's some really fun things that just happen on the screen there. And, well, I guess let's just rewind and start at the start. So yes, out of the gate, Noob Saibot is still very much doing Noob Saibot things. Even his basic strings, he will summon his shadow clone and they will always fight in tandem, and it's very much part of what the character is. They're buddies forever. Now here we come with a, somewhat standard projectile, right? Nice green glow to it. Now, if you remember Mortal Kombat 11 Noob, he has some projectiles with some shenanigans to it, right? And shenanigans there will be. Notice that it'll leave a green mark on Sector. Also returning here is the classic Shadow Tackle, although there's a little twist here, because normally Noob would just keep you full screen, right? Here the Shadow is actually tossing Sector closer to Noob, and he's dashing forward, so landing a Shadow Tackle, it's always, solid projectile as it is, now might give you some advantageous pressure. Okay, yeah, you got smoked. Okay, dash in, guess the mix, right? Like, that's seemingly very possible and very strong, especially after landing this projectile. That green glow is still there. So what's the deal with that green glow? Well, it's a time bomb. So we get another string here, and then Noob detonates the glow, the debuff, and it's just a straight up launcher. So reminiscent of modern times, say of like M. Bison with the Psycho Mine. You apply it, and then, well, it can detonate, and it's all benefit for you, and it's all problem for the enemy. So very big reward, potentially, for landing a basic projectile, which is very easy, so I like that a lot. And then from there, air strings, we got combo ability, as you would expect. And then we get a look at Noob's back throw, and of course, Noob being Noob, it's going to be extra elaborate and feature the clone, because that's just how it's gotta be. Noob always an animation treat, he always goes the extra mile. Going into our next section here, a lot more just classic Noob-isms, if you will. So basic string, and of course we have the teleport. Noob's teleport, basically a big old Azuna drop on the enemy. So we have tackle, we have a projectile, we have teleport. His full screen options, as always, are very complete. And we'll have more, as we'll see later too. So after this, we're going to see another string with a quick pop-up. Probably be good for, like, cameo use, right? So hit, and Noob pops him up just a little bit. Now here's where things get weird, because we got some Shujinko buffs. It looks like everyone loves Shujinko buffs, right? So when Shujinko's attacking, he's doing both his regular attacks, like his forward cameo attack and his back cameo attack. And here it is just for reference, right? And they're normally just, basic strikes, whatever. But here he's doing both in concert. And also it leaves Liu Kang in a crumple state, like a fallover state, which he will combo up from, as we'll go into. So yeah, a lot of the cameos are getting changes in Khaos Reigns, right? And Shujinko, this appears to be one of his changes, and it's definitely for the best, I would say, because it extends combo ability a pretty decent way. Normally you could cancel these into special moves, like the moves that he steals, but I guess they can cancel into each other now. So after this, we got classic puddle from Noob here, so all about portals, teleports, all that kind of stuff, right? So you fall through the ground and come up through the other end on the air, and we get some air combo ability, another classic. And we're going to see the EX version of his teleport here, teleport slam. And also, once again here, more teleports through the ground, more combo ability into the shadow kick. So, like, his juggle potential, as with, like, a lot of the more modern DLC characters, definitely going to be very, very high. And Shadow Kick also returning means potentially, once again, his full screen presence might be really, really good. It really depends on the numbers, though, because, like, the angle is very strong, obviously enough, just from looking at the footage. But if it's like -90 on block or something, it's not going to work out. Wait and see on this one, I guess. Now, going into the next segment, we got more juggle-based strings, more meterless launchers. Gonna bounce him up more with a Movado call, and then we're gonna see EX air dive kick. And this causes a float state. So combo ability, definitely gonna be pretty decent. Like Sector, Cyrax, they all seem to have very complete toolkits. I'm a very big fan of this. Now, this whole next sequence coming up is a real treat because they're getting very inventive with the whole Noob Saibot thing, you know, because there are two people, got the clone and, you know, Noob himself, right? So this is EX Fireball. And EX Fireball, it's just a quick startup, and then Noob returns to neutral. He can block the drill, right? It is the Shadow clone charging the projectile, and then that hits and it has the same debuff as the base one that Noob would do himself, right? So basically, you can do EX, return the neutral, and then you have a threat on screen, and you can defend yourself, you can go on offense, whatever you want to do, and that's there backing you up. And I like that a lot, both like gameplay-wise, function-wise, if you will, right? And also just super thematic for the character. This gets a big thumbs up from me. Now, this gets detonated, as we've seen before, so more combo ability, as we keep talking about, right? We got air strings, this bounces, an EX up kick, as if, you know, the juggle potential wasn't already enough. We got another option on the table on top of all these other ones. And then we just kind of end up with like a cool dude sweep, where the clone just punches Tanya on the ground. Now, next up here, how about a nerf? Normally trailers are to be hyped to show you all the new cool stuff, right? But now we're going to get hyped to show you a nerf. So when Tanya goes for EX reversal, she now just completely bounces off. And we get big time punish, right? Suffice it to say, quite different than how it is normally, where the whole animation would play out. And of course, with certain cameos, right? I can do the whole thing and then call Goro and be plus on block. You lost your turn for blocking my armored move. You know, makes sense, right? So definitely a decent sized nerf to Tanya here. Afterwards here gets punished by the fatal blow. They do cut out Movado for the sake of the trailer, I guess. But yeah, Noob doing Noob things here. Clone tag up, and skulls aren't meant to bend that way. And our last segment here, I can just tell the animators had a lot of fun messing with Noob and the concept of how he works with all the portals, right? So string into a sweep, which is a portal itself, and they fall down, juggle, right? And from this juggle, big roundhouse, which also leaves another portal when they fall. But then I'm assuming this is another special move for Noob, where he can open a giant portal on the ground, and then that also make you fall through the portal and come through the top of the screen, right? So it's just non-stop portal madness, always going from the bottom to the top, and like over and over and over, and like, it's just cool. And his fatality is appropriately gruesome, so I can't really show it on YouTube, but the animality, turning into a big old crocodile, and then there's a clone shadow crocodile, and then both go in on the enemy. That's a pretty good way to do it. So we're bringing in the clone, even in on the animalities. So all in all, fun trailer. They're getting very inventive with Noob Saibot. Always been one of the most unique characters in all the fighting games due to the fighting style, and they're just kind of doubling down on it, and I'm a big fan of that. Noob looks great. Cyrax and Sector both look great. Like, NRS is making some pretty cool characters right now for the expansion. I like it. And I'm sure there's even more goodies that we're not made aware of just yet as well. That's kind of how they always do it. So looking forward to seeing that as well. But for now, my friends, that is the trailer breakdown, and that is the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Mortal Kombat.